Okay, it looks like it's live. Okay then, hi, welcome to 3-Page Thursday. Let me adjust the light. Let's see here, there. Whoa, I don't know. Okay, well, it's on and it's working. Tonight we're going to read Philomena, Best Writing, adapted screenplay by Steve Coogan and Jeff Pope. I hope you get these little mini screenplays. Philomena, a screenplay by Steve Coogan and Jeff Pope, based on the book by Martin Sixsmith. This is the back, and I wanted to read this last. We're going to get to our 3 pages. I wanted to read this last page. I love the screenplay. I have not read the book. It's on the list. I love the screenplay, and I love the story, and this is based on true accounts. Oh, do yourself a favor and either watch the movie starring Dame Judi Dench, Philomena, or read this screenplay, because from the last page, there's this little bit where the credits are rolling and you see this on the screen. Captions say, "The Lost Child of Philomena Lee" was published in 2009. Thousands more adopted Irish children and their, quote, shamed, unquote, mothers are still trying to find each other. Philomena Lee lives in the south of England with her children and grandchildren. She continues to visit her son's grave at Roscrea. Now, forgive me, this is the Irish name. I don't know that I'm spelling or that I'm speaking it right. The spelling is Roscrea. Roscrea, forgive me. Anyhow, Martin Sixsmith now works as an author and broadcaster. He has published several books on Russian history. So he wrote the book Philomena, and this is the screenplay adapted for it. I have set up 3 pages. I'm starting partway on page 32. So we're going to pick up, I wish that this is the version I'm reading, and it doesn't have the scene numbers. So I can't tell you the scene number I'm in, though I'm on page 32, right here. Okay. Cut to exterior, Roscrea Abbey, day. The BMW pulls up outside the Abbey building, and Martin helps Philomena out. They gaze up. The Abbey looks cleaner, somehow more sterile, but it's still the same oppressive, pebble-dashed monolith set in acres of ground. Martin says, "You all right?" Philomena, "I'm fine." Philomena leads the way up to the front door. She pauses for a moment outside. Philomena says, "I'm one of the lucky ones, Martin. Some of the mothers and babies didn't even survive the childbirth." As we see this hit home with Martin, Philomena presses the buzzer, and after a few moments, a young African nun, dressed much less formally than her 1950s counterparts in a blue sweater and white blouse, opens the door. Young nun says, "Can I help you?" Philomena, "I'm Philomena Lee. I made an appointment." "Oh, yes, come in, Philomena." And Philomena says, "This is my friend Martin Sixsmith. News at 10. "Oh, hello," says the young nun. Martin, "BBC News, actually, but not anymore." Cut to interior meeting room, Roscrea, day. They are shown into a formal room reserved for Sister Claire's official meetings, with a low table and chairs. There is some iconography prominent on the walls. Is it iconography or okay, never mind. Iconography prominent on the walls, including some Madonnas and a wooden crucifix with a brightly painted figure of Jesus in a red loincloth, blood pouring from stigmata wounds and a sword wound to his side. Young nun, "Sister Claire will see you now. Would you like some tea?" And Martin, oh, yes, please. Philomena, yes, please. Can I use the bathroom? Young nun, it's down the stairs on... Philomena says, I know where it is. Philomena leaves Martin, looks around, taking everything in, intrigued by some framed photographs of the Abbey, then and now on a section of wall. Cut to interior window day. Philomena retraces her steps from all those years ago, climbs some stairs, and stands at the window where she last saw her child, 50 years below. Cut to the meeting room, Rosecrea Day. Martin is looking at the photos on the wall, a head and shoulders photo from the early 60s of Mother Barbara and young Sister Hildegard on the Abbey steps. Starched wimples, crucifixes around their necks, a man holding a baby, a nun holding a baby, and two nuns tending rows of cots. Cut to the exterior courtyard, Rosecrea Day. Close up, Philomena staring straight ahead. We stay on her for a while, her face set and thoughtful. Then we cut to what she's looking at. That same view from the courtyard she had 50 years ago. In her mind's eye, it is just like it was yesterday. The car carrying Anthony disappearing from view over the rise. Cut to meeting room day. Martin moves on to a Hollywood publicity photo of the movie star Jane Russell, busty and glamorous, looking incongruous amongst the faded pictures of nuns and children. The photo is signed, "With much love." Oh, Martin puzzled. Cut to the laundry day. Philomena stands looking at where the room she used to do the laundry. Behind her, the window where she climbed up and saw the posh car driving past. Cut to meeting room, Rosecrea Day. Martin is being nosy, looking around the room. He stands at a bay window and can see through the window on the other side of the courtyard. In a quarter on the other side of a courtyard, they overlook a very old nun standing with two sticks, staring at his, and this is in fact Sister Hildegard. Sister Claire says, "Oh, hello, I'm Sister Claire." Startled, he turns around. Sister Claire is mid-40s, kind-faced. She smiles cheerfully, and his eyes flick to the crucifix she also wears. Martin says, "Oh, hello." He gestures back to the photos on the wall, trying to divert her attention away from what he's really been looking at. Martin, "Just admiring your picture of Jane Mansfield." Sister Claire says, No, that's Jane Russell. Jane Mansfield was the blonde one." Martin, "Oh, yes, of course. I mean, they were both very big. I mean, the two of them. They were huge. Their careers, I mean." He can't stop himself glancing down at Sister Claire's bust. "Which one died in a car crash?" Sister Claire says, "Jane Mansfield." "Yes." And Martin, "She was decapitated, wasn't she?" Sister Claire, "I don't know the details. I'm sure it was horrible." Martin, "Why is she on the wall?" Sister Claire, "Sorry, I didn't catch your name." Martin Sixsmith. Philomena enters the waiting area. "He's Martin Sixsmith. News at 10. BBC News, actually, but I'm not with them anymore." And Sister Claire says, "Hello, Philomena. Very nice to meet you. Here's the tea." The young nun lays some tea things and a plate of fruit bread down in front of them and leaves. As Sister Claire sets the tea in plates, Martin maneuvers himself back to the bay window and sneaks a look sideways and sees the old nun, Sister Hildegard, is still there. And Sister Claire says, "Now, I was trying to find you in our records the last time you came to see us, Philomena." And Philomena says, "I was well before your time, Sister Claire. Mother Barbara had passed away, and I spoke to Sister Hildegard on the telephone. But when I came here, she wasn't well enough to see me." "She's still with us," says Sister Claire, "but she's very frail now." She lays plates in front of Philomena and Martin. And Philomena says, "Oh, look, Martin, buttered brack. Have some." Martin helps himself to a slice and he takes a bite. Very tasty. It's a bit like a pan dolce, isn't it? They just stare at him. And Philomena says, "It's fruit bread, Martin." Yes, it's lovely, says Martin. And Sister Claire, "Well, now, I don't know if they told you last time, Philomena, but most of our records were destroyed in the big fire." Martin says, "Fire?" Sister Claire, "It was before my time, so I'm afraid we're at a standstill." Philomena, disappointed, "Oh." Sister Claire says, "I have no news. I'm so sorry we can't help you." We can see how much of a blow this is to Philomena and how much she'd built herself up. And Philomena says, yes, I understand." The room falls quiet. Martin watches as Philomena starts to speak, quietly at first, but building an emotion. "I still go to Mass. I don't want to cause a fuss or point the finger at anyone or blame the church in any way. I just want to know that he's all right. I don't even have to see him. Sometimes I have visions of him and he's homeless and nobody loves him." And Philomena says, Sister Claire says to Philomena, "We can't take away your pain, but we can walk through it with you, hand in hand." Martin says, "What about some of the older nuns? Perhaps they remember a few details." Sister Claire says, "Most of them have passed on." Martin, "What about the ones that haven't?" Sister Claire, "Well, I don't think you'll get much sense out of them." Martin, "Can I try?" He sneaks another look and sees a curtain being drawn by someone in front of Hildegard so he can no longer see inside the room. Sister Claire, "I don't think that's going to be possible." "Why not?" says Martin. And Sister Claire, "I'm happy to answer any questions that Philomena has." Martin, "I'm asking a question." And Sister Claire, "You're a journalist." Martin, "I used to be, certainly." And Philomena, "Martin's a Roman Catholic." Martin, "Yes, well, I used to be." Sister Claire says, "I'd feel more comfortable if I could speak to Philomena in private." Martin has rather enjoyed for this brief moment being a journalist again, but on catching Philomena's worried expression, she hates confrontation, he reins it back in. A beat then, politely, "Of course." He gets up and walks out. Oh, that's our 3 pages, and actually it was a few more than 3 because that scene is so beautiful, because if you've seen the film or if you've read the screenplay, you know there is a sense Philomena is so desperate to find out about her son. I don't think she's picking up the nuance that the nuns are lying. Martin picked it up right away, and Martin is pushing to get to the bottom of it. Philomena has so much pain. She can't. It's devastating to go all that way back to the Abbey, only be told no again. I highly recommend it. Whether you read the book, read the screenplay, watch the film, you're really going to enjoy it. Now, thank you so much for joining me today for 3-Page Thursday. We'll be back again next Thursday, January 4th. Do you have a screenplay? Do you want to read it on 3-Page Thursday? Let's do it. Now, if you have a screenplay and you want to read it, DM me. You can catch me here in YouTube or on Twitter. And let's have the only thing is that just nothing with like a lot of profanity or really adult content. And if you're an actor and you want to read, by all means, actors, please come practice. Screenwriters, please. There is so much joy to hear your words read aloud by somebody else. So who knows who or what we'll have on January 4th, but I hope I have you back here with me again. I'm Cheryl Lynn. This is the Cheryl Lynn Show. Thanks for joining me for 3-Page Thursday. I'll see you in the next one.